If you're doing some cleanup work around the yard, the house, the garage, or the farm, remember, you can turn scrap metal into cash when you take that metal to Idaho Salvage and Metal in Preston. They pay top dollar for aluminum cans, aluminum window and door frames, brass and steel. They take junk cars and trucks, farm equipment, and industrial gear. So rather than taking that stuff to the landfill, park it on the scales at Idaho Salvage and Metal on West Oneida in Preston.
It's always refreshing to shop where you know you're appreciated. It's even better when you can get everything you need, quality parts at fair prices. The team at Preston Auto Parts CarQuest appreciate every customer. They work hard to make sure that you have the right part the first time, on time. Whether it's motorcycles, farm and ranch, lawn and garden, or car and truck parts, you can always get it all at Preston Auto Parts CarQuest. Stop in today at 17 South State Street in Preston.
Whether a loved one passes suddenly and much too soon or after a long and fruitful earthly journey, the families of Northern Cache Valley have known for years they can rely on sensitive and professional care from Webb Funeral Home. Now in their beautiful full-service facility on the south side of Preston, Webb Mortuary urges you to consider the benefits of pre-planning final arrangements in order that your wishes are carried out and difficult decisions are not left to your surviving family members. Make an appointment soon to talk about pre-planning with your friends at Webb Funeral Home. Webb Funeral Home, established in Preston in 1925, has served the needs of Franklin County families and their neighbors for several generations. Now in their modern new full-service facilities just off Highway 91 south of Preston, Webb Funeral Home continues to offer caring and professional services to all residents of the area in their time of need. Funeral directors Douglas Webb, Ron Smaley, and Jordan Webb, along with aftercare specialist Jody Rasmussen, thank you for your trust in them and welcome your questions and concerns anytime. A message from your friends at Webb Funeral Home.
Let's go! Batter up! We're taking the afternoon off. It's a beautiful day for a ball game today. The fans are out to get a ticket or two. From Walla Walla, Washington to Kalamazoo. It's a beautiful day for a home run, but even a triple's okay. We're gonna cheer and boo and raise a hullabaloo at the ball game today.
It's time for Preston Indians baseball. All of today's action is brought to you by Franklin County Medical Center, West Motors, Preston Drug, First American Title, Stokes Market, True Value, Signature Home Health Care, Advantage Plus Federal Credit Union, Agri-Service, S&T Electric, Farmers Insurance, Corey Bingham, Agent, Northern Title Company, Idaho Salvage, Limbrick Arc, and The Job Shop. This broadcast is made possible through an agreement with Preston Broadcasting LLC and Preston High School Athletics, and is a production of Preston Broadcasting LLC. This game is intended for the private, non-commercial use of our audience. Any rebroadcast or reproduction of this broadcast without the express written consent of Preston Broadcasting LLC is strictly prohibited.
And a very pleasant good afternoon as we come to you today from Filer High School, as the Filer Wildcats will take on the Preston Indians here this afternoon. Before we get to the starting lineups for our game here today, we'll pause a moment as we'll have the national anthem. In fact, we'll take a break. We'll come back. We'll have the starting lineups for you right after this on mylocalradio.com.
Personalized service and accountability for generations. Their mission is to contribute to agriculture and the agricultural way of life. When it comes to irrigation, equipment, attachments, parts and service, and precision farming, Valley Implement in Preston is here to work for you. Visit them today, 213 West 8th North, Preston. Valley Implement, all things agriculture.
Qualifications and rules apply. See institution for details.
So I'm a typical banking customer.
And I'm a nearby ATM.
And I'm taking $20 out of my account.
And I'll process that $20 and take back $4.
Why do machines designed to give us money end up taking it right back? Introducing Kasasa, the free account that pays refunds on ATM fees and a lot more. To find a free Kasasa checking account near you, search Kasasa.
Ask for free Kasasa checking at Advantage Plus Federal Credit Union. Federally insured by the NCU.
Home sweet home. That's where you go for a home-cooked meal, a good night's sleep, and, well, people who just like you for who you are. So if you call Cache Valley home, we hope you'll call West Motor home. Home to Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and of course home to Ram trucks. West Motor Company is home to so many car buyers in this area. It's because they treat you right and give you the best deal they can possibly finagle. Simply put, it feels right at West Motor. WestMotorCompany.com. Welcome home.
Well, once again, good afternoon as we welcome you to Filer High School here this afternoon as the Preston Indians head out on the road for 3 games. A 3-game road trip, single game here today and a doubleheader tomorrow over at Mountain Home, as today they are in Filer and they will take on the Filer Wildcats here this afternoon as you get a look at the Wildcats coming out onto the field. We'll apologize right off the top. A little bit of a limited viewing area where we have to set up here this afternoon. A little bit out past third base and a little bit past left field is just slightly blocked a little bit, but we'll do the best we can. We'll get you most of the third base area and part of left field, as again the left fielder will be pretty much out of our view, blocked by the third base dugout and the press box structure. Kind of a weird setup here at Filer with the press box sitting on top of the third base dugout. Let's get you the starting lineups. As the starting pitcher on the mound for the Wildcats, Heber Jenkins, is going through his warm-up tosses. The starting lineup today for the Preston Indians with a non-conference single game today gives them a little bit of a chance to kind of play with the lineup a little bit here today. Tate Green's going to lead off, but he's going to play second base here this afternoon. Dylan Haslam will hit second, his normal spot, but he's going to be back in. Instead of behind the plate, he's going to play third base today. Isaiah Smith will hit third. He is the shortstop as normal. Alex Hansen is in center, and he will hit fourth. Zack Allen will hit in the 5 spot here today, and he'll play at first base. Justin Inglet will catch. He'll hit 6th. Jackson Facer will be in left field as normal. He'll hit in the 7 spot. Brock Fewitt's going to get the start on the mound here today. Kind of a bullpen day for Coach Kenny Inglet with a doubleheader tomorrow in conference against Mountain Home, so you don't want to burn up all your normal pitchers. So Fewitt will pitch and he'll hit 8th, and then Caden Whitehead will hit in the number 9 spot here this afternoon. For the Filer Wildcats, Kyle Sanford will lead off. He is the shortstop. Logan Lockwood will hit second. He's at first base. Hunter Fisher is the second baseman. He'll hit third. Colton Brower will hit in the 4 spot today. He'll be at third base. Tyler Grenew is the designated hitter, and he'll hit in the 5 spot. Mason Martinez, the catcher, will hit 6th. Jonah De Lyonne is in center field, and he will hit 7th. Caden Dulles is the left fielder. He'll hit 8th, and then the pitcher, Heber Jenkins, will hit 9th today for the Wildcats. And we're ready to play some baseball here this afternoon from Filer, just outside of Twin Falls, on what was a gorgeous drive over here today. The first pitch to Green is down low, ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes. The left-hander, Jenkins, on the mound. Trying to remember, I don't think the Indians have faced a left-hander this year, as that puts over for a strike, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike. If they did, it may have been a game earlier this year, probably against Canyon Ridge, if I remember correctly. So 1 ball, 1 strike, the count on Green. Jenkins winds, comes home. Next pitch is on the corner, and it's 1-2. So partly just a few white puffies hanging around, a little bit of a breeze. When we got to town here today, it was 76 degrees at about 1 o'clock. Although it's cool off a little bit, it's still very comfortable and very nice outside. The 1-2 breaking ball is in the dirt. It's 2 balls and 2 strikes. So a new ball for Jenkins as he walks around behind the mound for a minute to kind of rub this one up. As Green stands and waits with a 2-ball, 2-strike count. Green hitting .354 on the year, has 11 hits and 31 at-bats. And here comes the 2-2 offering. It's down low and runs the count full, 3-2. For Green, who had a couple of hits and 4 at-bats in the series against Minico. Remember, once again, it's the second time this year that Preston hasn't played for almost a week, probably because of the rainouts on Monday against the Century Diamondbacks. 3-2 pitch popped up. That'll make it out of play, and it stays at 3 balls and 2 strikes. So just the top of the first inning. Glad to have you along with us here. Dan Hubbard from Filer High School, John Beverly, our studio engineer, back in Preston here this afternoon. As we mentioned, this is the first game of a 3-game weekend road trip for the Indians. Jenkins winds, here comes the 3-2. Again, hit foul back into the screen. So Green hanging tough. Of his 11 hits, he's driven in 4 runs this year. He's walked 6 times and struck out a total of 7. But trying to get on base here to lead off the top of the first inning here this afternoon as he goes to count full against Heber Jenkins, the starter for the Wildcats. The 3-2 again is up high, ball 4. So Green walks to open up the top of the first inning here this afternoon. And with 1 on and nobody out, that'll bring up Dylan Haslam. Haslam's just flat out the hottest guy on the team. He's hit in 9 straight, coming off the series against Burley, where he had 6 hits and 8 at-bats in the series. As a breaking ball is in the dirt, dropped by the catcher Martinez, and down to second base, and making it safely there is Green. So Heber running after the ball, Tate running after the ball got away from the catcher Martinez. Ball was in the dirt, so it'll go officially as a wild pitch. And a runner in scoring position with nobody out here in the top of the first inning. Haslam, with all the hits he's had of late, squares, shows, bunt, gets it down. It's a good one up along the third base line. Down to get it is Jenkins, and he has no play. Snap throw back to second, and no play there either. So it's a bunt single for Haslam here in the first inning as he, right off the bat, extends a hitting streak. He's now hit in 10 straight as he reaches double digits. So 2 on, nobody out here in the top of the first, and now here is Isaiah Smith. Just so used to seeing Smith starting the first game of a doubleheader. Of course, we're playing just a single game here, so he's not going to pitch today. They'll save him to work tomorrow against Mountain Home. Smith, like Haslam before him, has got a pretty good hitting streak going. He's hit in 7 straight as he rolls one just outside of third and foul, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike. Smith has hit in 7 straight. And he comes into the game also still hitting in that high rent district as he comes into the game hitting .516 on the year with 16 hits in 31 official at-bats that he's had this year. He is also driven in 2, has 3 doubles and a triple, so a total of 4 extra base hits to his credit, and the pitch from Jenkins is inside and hits him and loads the bases with nobody out. So Green will move over to third, Haslam over to second, Smith down to first. The hit batter by the left-hander Jenkins. And there's nobody out, and the cleanup man for the Indians coming to the plate. That's Alex Hansen. Jenkins ready, comes home, breaking ball. Pretty good pitch. Hansen does not hold up. Goes around too far, and it's going to be a called strike, and it's 0-1. For Jenkins, this is his 6th appearance on the year. He is 1-0 as far as the record is concerned, with a 5.28 ERA. Pitches a breaking ball in on the inside half, and it's 0-2. So no balls and 2 strikes. Here on Alex Hansen, hitting with the bases loaded here in the top of the first inning. Here's again the pitch home in the dirt. Hansen lays off. Nice save by Martinez, the catcher, to keep it from going to the backstop. And it's 1-2. Hansen hitting .428, has 5 RBIs. And up there hitting with the bases loaded. They come up at the corners. They want to come home on a ground ball to the first of the third baseman. As Hansen goes too far, can't hold up, and goes down on strikes for the first out here in the top of the first inning. So with 1 out, that'll bring up Zack Allen. Allen, who's hit safely in 5 of the 7 games in which he has played, has 7 hits in 19 at-bats. He comes in with a .368 average. But he's driven in a couple of runs. Again, they'll play up in front of the runners at the corners. This time they can try to turn 2 and get out of the inning. And the first pitch to Allen is hit foul over the top of the first base dugout, and it's 0-1. Jenkins, with that 1-0 record, as we mentioned, this is his 6th appearance on the year. He's worked in 15 1/3 innings overall and allowed 19 hits. The hit by Haslam here in the top of the first inning is his 20th allowed on the year. Pitch to Allen. Breaking ball gets away. Here comes Green to the plate, and he will score standing up on a wild pitch, and everybody else moves up 90 feet. So the pitch bounces up there. It'll go as a wild pitch. That's the second one charged to Jenkins here in the first inning. And it's 1-0 Preston as they're able to break on top. So runners at second and third and 1 out. They'll move back now, play even with the bags at the corners as Allen lines one. Look out, that's racking around inside the first base dugout. Scattered some of his Indian teammates over there. And it's 1-1, the count on Zack Allen. Jenkins ready again, comes home again, popped up. That'll make the parking lot area back here behind home plate. Bounce around, a couple of the moms back there watching it bounce up and over the ticket booth and out onto the running track is the football field and run and track facility here at Filer, just right back behind the home plate area. As we sit just outside the backstop as well, as that pitch misses down low. 2 balls and 2 strikes now on Allen. So Zach battles, tries to move the runners up from second and third, just 1 out here in the top of the first. And the pitch home. Waved out and missed. Allen strikes out. That's the second out of the inning. So after loading the bases, he gets strikeouts of Hansen and Allen, does Jenkins. And now with 2 outs and runners at second and third, here's Justin Inglet. Inglet, he can even 300 on the year and takes that first pitch over for a strike, and it's 0-1. Inglet, who's only walked once, he's struck out a team-high 9 times on the year. So putting the ball in play continues to be a little bit of a struggle for Justin. Next pitch over again for a strike, and it's 0-2. So he jumps in front of Inglet. No balls and 2 strikes. Haslam down the line from third. Smith with a walking lead from second. Big chopper up the line. It's going to be cut off by the third baseman. That's Browner, goes to first in time. And Heber Jenkins gets out of it cheaply enough. loads the bases with nobody out and only ends up giving one run. 1 run on 1 hit, 2 left for the Indians. We'll go to the bottom of the first after a half. It's Preston 1 and the Filer Wildcats coming to bat on FM 105.5, AM 1340, and mylocalradio.com.
It's always refreshing to shop where you know you're appreciated. It's even better when you can get everything you need, quality parts at fair prices. The team at Preston Auto Parts CarQuest appreciate every customer. They work hard to make sure that you have the right part the first time, on time. Whether it's motorcycles, farm and ranch, lawn and garden, or car and truck parts, you can always get it all at Preston Auto Parts CarQuest. Stop in today at 17 South State Street in Preston.
If you're doing some cleanup work around the yard, the house, the garage, or the farm, remember, you can turn scrap metal into cash when you take that metal to Idaho Salvage and Metal in Preston. They pay top dollar for aluminum cans, aluminum window and door frames, brass and steel. They take junk cars and trucks, farm equipment, and industrial gear. So rather than taking that stuff to the landfill, park it on the scales at Idaho Salvage and Metal on West Oneida in Preston.
Bottom of the first inning we go. 1-0 Preston as they scratch out a run in the top of the first. And here in the bottom of the first inning, as the Wildcats come up for the first time to take a look at Brock Fewitt on the mound today for the Indians. Fewitt completing his warm-up tosses as the home plate umpire certainly allows them plenty of time to try to work through their warm-up procedures here, as he gave Jenkins a lot of pitches in the top of the first inning, and now he's giving Fewitt a few extra here in the bottom of the first inning as well. And as he goes through his warm-up tosses, it gives me a chance to remind you today's game is brought to you in part by Preston Pharmacy, providing your pharmacy needs to the area since 1980. Whether the in-store billing of Medicaid or Medicare, you need diabetic supplies, oxygen rental, or prescriptions, new prescriptions or refills, whatever it might be, Preston Pharmacy can help you out. Find them online at prestondrug.com or go in the door at 39 North 1st East, right there in Preston. So finally we're ready to play as the home plate umpire dusts off home plate. Ingrid goes out to talk to Fewitt, make sure they have the signs correct the way they want them. As still chatting out there on the mound, and certainly we're only playing one game today, but with a late start at 4:30, daylight's still going to be a little bit of a premium, you would think, as we get ready to play ball. So here we go. Kyle Sanford climbs in. He's the shortstop. And Fewitt's first pitch home. The right-hander deals. Little breaking ball over for a strike, and it's 0-1. For Fewitt, this is his first appearance on the mound this year for the Indians. The 0-1 comes right back. Another fastball. That's over for a strike, and it's 0-2. Fewitt, who's only got into a couple of games this year. In fact, he only has 6 total at-bats so far to his credit. Here's the 0-2 pitch to Sanford. Breaking ball, rolled toward third. Haslam has it there on one big hop, goes across to Allen, dug out, and there's one out here in the top of the first. Nice play by Zack over at first base to dig that ball out, as it was just on a bounce right about ankle or shin high, but he's able to go down and get it and dig it out. So with one out, here's Logan Lockwood. Lockwood, who comes into the game today hitting .462, has 11 RBIs. He's has a 2-game hitting streak twice this year. Has had hitting streaks of 3 games or more is what I'm trying to say. As the first pitch was a ball, here comes the 1-0 on the way. It's reached out and poked to left center field, and it's going to fall as Fazer not able to get there in time, and they'll get it back in. There's the first hit of the game, and that's going to Logan Lockwood. First hit for the Wildcats, I should say, as he able to single to left center field. Just took that little breaking pitch. Very little neat piece of hitting by the left-handed hitter. That breaking pitch from the right-hander, just take it back from where it came and hit it to left center field. And here's Hunter Fisher, the second baseman. First pitch to Fisher is hit in the air. That's into right center field this time. As going to second base is Lockwood. He'll turn and go to third, and he'll make it there standing, and to be runners at the corners and one out. Certainly the Filer offense is nothing to be shunned over, even though they are just a 2A team here in the state of Idaho. They played yesterday. They played a doubleheader against Buell and scored a total of 33 runs in the doubleheader. In fact, they outscored Buell 33-13. Now they got runner between first and second and just kind of hung up. And now they're going to run the runner back to first. Here comes the throw to the plate, and he's safe. And with all that happening, the runner at first base was tagged out. So there'll be one out as Fisher is 2 outs, and now that Fisher is out. So 1-6-3, Fisher's out. And Fielder goes back to the windup now with 2 outs. And the first pitch to Browner misses down low, ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes. Here's the 1-0. Popped up in the infield. Actually, it's behind home plate, and Inglet not able to catch up with it. It's a foul ball as it lands untouched, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike. So we're even here in the first. 1-1 tie, bases empty with 2 outs. Fewitt back to the windup, comes home, and here's the 1-1. Breaking ball again, hit on the ground, wide at third, into left field, base hit. Second hit of the inning as Browner picks up his first hit. Actually, it's the third hit of the inning, I should say. As Browner picks up his first hit. And that brings up Tyler Godnew. He's the designated hitter today. Godnew's hitless in the previous 4 games in which he's played. He went 1 for 6 in a doubleheader against Sugar Salem, and then is 0 for 6 since then. As the first pitch over, and the next pitch home is down low. Check that, it's the count, 2 balls and no strikes. The scoreboard is out beyond right center field, and it's a red background scoreboard, but unfortunately the indicator lights are also red. Makes it very difficult to read. As the next pitch over for a strike, and it's 2-1. Wind blowing in toward the first base dugout from beyond right center field. So it's going to take a pretty good poke to get one out of here today as the pitch is inside, turns Tyler around. And it's now 3 balls and a strike. Browner over at first, modest lead, not going anywhere. And the pitch home is over again for a strike, runs the count full, 3-2. So Browner should be away on the pitch with a 3-2 pitch upcoming here. Time called as the batter backs out for a moment. Now ready again, and the 3-2 pitch on the way. Swung on and missed. So Gednew strikes out. That ends the inning. 1 run in the inning on 3 hits. No errors, and the Wildcats also leave 1 on base here in the inning as well. So we're done with 1. We'll move along to the second after an inning here from Filer. It's the Indians 1 and the Wildcats 1 on MyLocalRadio.com.
When it comes to all things electrical, Sean Carter and the guys at S&T Electrical should always be your go-to crew. With experience in everything from new construction to repairs, service and new installations, S&T Electrical is professional and friendly in all they do. Your electrical work will be done right. Call S&T Electric today at 208-852-5878.
This is Sean Carter with S&T Electric. It's what we do.
Do you remember last spring when runoff water was flooding fields and borrow pits because of plugged, collapsed, or non-existent culverts? Well, now is the time to get new culverts installed, and Valley Implement and Irrigation has the culverts you need. They buy them by the semi-load, and they have poly pipes and culverts in the diameter and length that will get that water running where it needs to go in the spring. Remember, too, that Valley Implement has a great selection of used tractors and farm equipment at prices that work for your operation. See Valley Implement and Irrigation in Preston, Logan, or Grete.
Move along to the top of the second inning in a 1-1 tie as Heber Jenkins again taking his time going through his warm-up tosses, so it gives us a chance to remind you today's game is brought to you by First American Title in Preston. You can find them at 28 West Oneida. It's your contract, our commitment, and a smooth closing is what you deserve. So if you have a title or escrow need, First American Title is where you need to go. You can find them at 852-2810, 852-2810 for First American Title in Preston. So here as we go to the second, bottom third of the order due up for the Indians as they sent 6 men to the plate in the first inning, came up with 1 run. Left a couple of men on base as well. The bottom third of the order to be Jackson Fazer, Brock Fewitt, and Caden Whitehead due up for the Indians. First pitch to Fazer is hit foul back over the screen, and it's 0-1. New ball again for Jenkins. Takes a little walk around the mound to kind of try to rub a wrinkle into it and get a little gloss off of it as well. I'm sure that high school umpires aren't granted that good old-fashioned Mississippi mud that the Major League and college umpires have to help get the gloss off the baseballs and make them not quite so slick. As the pitch was high, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike here on Fazer. Jackson hitting .312 at the start of play today. Here comes the 1-1. Again, popped up over the top of the concession stand, and it's now 1 ball and 2 strikes. Yeah, that mud that's given out to the umpires, it's whatever the type of mud it is, it's only found down in the Mississippi, Alabama area. And Major League Baseball has used it for years, contracted with it for years. Ball in the dirt, swung on and missed by Fazer. They record the out at first base. 2-3 on the putout. That's the first out, and that's the third strikeout in the last 4 batters for Heber Jenkins. So with 1 out, here's Brock Fewitt. So Major League Baseball has gotten this mud out of this one creek or swamp area for years. And umpires get it in a little can. Oh, there's probably about 12 ounces in the can. Ground ball wide of third, foul. And the can of this can of mud costs Major League Baseball about $50 a can. So 0-1 the count here on Brock Fewitt. Fewitt, as we mentioned, has not had a lot of at-bats. He's only had 6 on the year. He does have 2 hits during those at-bats, so he comes into the game today hitting .333. The 0-1 is up high, 1 ball and 1 strike. The lefty Jenkins back up on top. Has the sign that he wants from Martinez. Rocks, and here he comes. And the pitch bounces up there, and it's now 1 ball and 2, or check that, 2 balls and a strike. 2-1 the count. Wind kind of swirling a little bit around here behind home plate, but the flag just now starting to flutter again out beyond right center field. As Fewitt pops one up into short center. Late break by the center fielder, and he can't get it. De Lyonne has to play it on a hop, and Fewitt has his third hit of the year. So De Lyonne with a late break. And the ball fell in front of him. Now here's Caden Whitehead. Whitehead, like Fewitt, who has not had a whole lot of at-bats on the year. In fact, he comes in with just 6, the same as Fewitt as he stands at first base. But for Whitehead, who had only 1 hit and 6 at-bats so far this year, walked once and has struck out a total of 4 times on the year. Go to first base and Fewitt back in on his hands and knees. So the rest of this road trip tomorrow, Preston will go over to Mountain Home. They'll stay here tonight in the Twin Falls area. Caden pops that ball up on the right side. The second baseman, Fisher, able to make the catch for the second out. Not sure if he didn't quite see it in the sun, but he really had to wrestle that ball 2 out of 3 falls to be able to make the catch. So 2 outs, back to the top of the order, and Tate Green will come up. Green walked, advanced to second on a wild pitch, and came home on another wild pitch back in the first inning. So they'll stay here tonight in the Twin Falls area. It's about a 70-minute drive. They go to first base, and back to the bag is Fewitt. It's about an hour and 10-minute drive to Mountain Home, and they're scheduled to play a doubleheader starting at noon. We'll have the girls' softball games for you tomorrow here on KACH and mylocalradio.com, again starting just before 12 o'clock. Jenkins comes home, breaking ball in the dirt, gets away from the catcher, and there goes Fewitt for second base. That's the 3rd wild pitch in an inning and 2/3 against Heber Jenkins. Somebody's car alarm going off in the background. I know it's not mine. Pitch home again to Green. That's whacked towards center field. De Lyonne's giving ground. It's over his head. It's going to roll out toward the wall. Coming around third is Fewitt. He will score. Green tries to go for 3. Big turn at second base, and they got him going back. So Green doubles home the run to give Preston a 2-1 lead, and then he's out 8-6-4, trying to get back in for the 3rd out of the inning. 1 run on a pair of hits, no one left. We'll go to the bottom of the 2nd after an inning and a half. It's Preston 2 and Filer nothing on FM 105.5, AM 1340, and mylocalradio.com.
Qualifications and rules apply. See institution for details.
So I'm a typical banking customer.
And I'm a nearby ATM.
And I'm taking $20 out of my account.
And I'll process that 20 and take back $4.
Why do machines designed to give us money end up taking it right back? Introducing Kasasa, the free account that pays refunds on ATM fees and a lot more. To find a free Kasasa checking account near you, search KASASA.
Ask for free Kasasa checking at Advantage Plus Federal Credit Union. Federally insured by the NCU.
In Franklin County, they know it's what's on the inside that really matters. That's why they offer advanced radiology and imaging using the latest in technology, performing x-rays, CAT scans, MRIs, nuclear testing, ultrasounds, mammography, and much more, right in Preston, Idaho. With short wait times and a highly skilled staff available around the clock, they'll help you reach a diagnosis quicker. Make sure your doctor knows you want to save time and money closer to home. Let them be the next to take your picture. Franklin County Medical Center, where hospitality and excellence meet.
Go to the bottom of the 2nd inning, and Preston with single runs in the 1st and in the 2nd. Have a 2-1 lead as we go bottom 2 here this afternoon. Glad to have you with us. As here in the bottom of the 2nd inning for Filer, the Wildcats will send up Mason Martinez, Jonah De Lyonne, and then Caitlin Delos here to face Brock Fewitt, making his first start of the year, first appearance on the mound this year for Fewitt. So one thing about trying to develop players at this level without anything to fall back on, it becomes very difficult without a little league program within the area, as the first pitch to Martinez is a fastball for a strike and it's 0-1. Without any kind of a little league, pony league really to speak of within the Preston area, it makes it difficult to develop pitchers, especially as the next pitch is swung on and missed. So Martinez falls behind, no balls and 2 strikes here in the bottom of the second inning. The right-hander Fewitt rocks. Here he comes with the 0-2. Chases one up in his eyes, hits in the air to left. Phaser coming over. He's there, makes the catch. So you've got Martinez to chase one up in the zone. Not much you can do with it there, but he flies out to left, and there's one out, and that brings up the center fielder, Jonah De Lyonne. One thing that really jumps out to you here, you notice about the Filer starting 9 here today, is they are of pretty good size. As the first pitch is up high, ball 1. De Lyonne may be the shortest of the 9, but the first 4 or 5 hitters all of good size and hit the ball well as De Lyonne lines one into the gap in right center. That's in for a hit. His first hit of the game, hit number 4 today for Filer. And Kalen Delos, the left fielder, is the next hitter. Here with 1 out and 1 on. Here in the bottom of the second inning. Delos, who getting a rare opportunity to start here tonight and still looking for his first hit on the year. Remember, Filer played a doubleheader yesterday and won both ends fairly easily. Ball pulled foul outside of first and down the line. But for Delos, he comes in to the start here today 0 for 11 on the year. Still looking for his first hit. He struck out 8 times out of his 11 official at-bats on the season. Go back to first base. Allen able to come off the bag and to collect the throw from Fewitt. And keeps the runner De Lyonne over there at first base. De Lyonne, who's stolen 3 bags, off to a pretty good lead, not going. The fastball is inside and hits Delos. Hits him down around the thigh. So he'll head down to first base, being hit by the pitch. Runners at first and second and 1 out. Now here's the pitcher, Heber Jenkins, coming up to hit. First pitch home to Jenkins. Chases it up in his eyes. Hits a ground ball to third as Haslam has one play, able to tag the runner coming to him. So De Lyonne is out, 5 unassisted on a fielder's choice. Hit into by Jenkins, and runners are still at first and second base. So 2 outs in the inning, back to the top of the order, and Kyle Sanford, who grounded out to third his first time up. Sanford had a 7-game hitting streak snapped in the second game of the doubleheader against Sugar Salem not too long ago. Takes the first pitch down and away, ball 1 ball and no strikes. During that 7-game streak, he had 9 hits and a total of 18 at-bats. Fewitt leans on that front knee, now straightens, sets at the letters, and the next pitch home is a ground ball towards Smith at short. Fields it, goes across to first. Allen has it, and the inning is over. No runs, a hit batter, and a couple of men left on base here in the inning for the Filer Wildcats. So after 2, Preston is on top 2-0 as we go to the third on FM 105.5, AM 1340, and mylocalradio.com.
When you see that big green dinosaur, whether at your favorite gas station or convenience store on the side of a delivery truck, you know quality Sinclair products are available there from Hall Oil Company. Hall Oil is a family-owned and operated business that's been serving folks in Cache Valley since 1947. They're your local fuel and oil broker with a low-price guarantee. Another guarantee that's been really important this winter is that when you fill your fuel tanks with premium winter diesel fuel from Hall Oil, it's guaranteed not to gel, even when the temperature drops below zero. It's the no-gel guarantee from Hall Oil Company.
It's always refreshing to shop where you know you're appreciated. It's even better when you can get everything you need, quality parts at fair prices. The team at Preston Auto Parts CarQuest appreciate every customer. They work hard to make sure that you have the right part the first time, on time. Whether it's motorcycles, farm and ranch, lawn and garden, or car and truck parts, you can always get it all at Preston Auto Parts CarQuest. Stop in today at 17 South State Street in Preston.
Move along to the third here on a 2-1 Indians lead. And here for Preston in the top of inning number 3, it's Dylan Haslam, Isaiah Smith, and Alex Hansen due up, the 2, 3, and 4 hitters for the Indians. Today's game brought to you in part by Agri-Service. They're open 8 to 5, extended hours during the summer. And remember that together with them, you can drive agriculture forward. They have all the popular name brands that you might need or want: Massey Ferguson, Kubota, Heston, or Challenger. You'll find them just south of Preston in Hyde Park, Utah, just outside of the Logan city limit there. They're at 4085 North 75th West in Logan, or you can find them online at agra-service.com. So 2-1 Preston as they throw the ball down, ready to go to work here in the top of the third. Single game here today, and for Preston, coming off a split against Wood River at home, a doubleheader about 10 days ago that they really should have won both ends, but they let the first game get away and then came back to hold on and win the nightcap. As Jenkins winds and comes home, the first pitch is rolled into left field, base hit. Haslam has his second hit of the game as he continues to swing the hot stick for the team. So Haslam 2 hits, 4 hits overall on the day here through 2 innings plus for the Indians. And now here's Isaiah Smith, who was hit by a pitch his first time up here today. Yeah, those games against Wood River, it was a 4-4 tie going to the 8th. As Smith shows bunts through it, it's 0-1. And the Wolverines scored 7 times in the top of the 8th inning to go on to an 11-4 win in the first game of the doubleheader. And then Preston able to pick up a win in the nightcap, 8-5. But then, just the way the weather goes sometimes, as the pitches hit foul, it's 0-2. Just the way the weather goes sometimes, they got rained out in a game doubleheader against Century that has yet to been rescheduled, and they already have a pair of doubleheaders scheduled next week, and I'm not sure if those games will actually be able to be made up or not, just because you schedule the third doubleheader of the week and you're going to run out of pitching. As again, Smith hits it foul over straight back over the backstop, and it stays at no balls and 2 strikes. But if or when that doubleheader against Century does get rescheduled, we'll certainly let you know. As the pitch home again popped up, and that'll again make the parking lot. And it stays at 0-2. Next Friday, 1 week from today, the girls softball team will be making up, or trying to make up again, the doubleheader against Jerome that's been postponed twice already. And they'll try it again next Friday. First game of that doubleheader next Friday will start at noon. Little breaking ball in the dirt, swung on and missed. Moving up to the ball in the dirt is Haslam, who moves up to second base. Smith's out on the strikeout. That's the first out of the inning and the fourth strikeout today for Heber Jenkins. So a runner at second and one out. Now here's Alex Hansen, who struck out his first time up. So that rescheduled doubleheader a week from today at home for the girls softball team at noon and 2. Ground ball foul. So tell your boss you're taking a long lunch. Go grab a sandwich, come over to the ballpark, and then don't go back to work. Tell him I said it was okay. If you think you can get away with it, more power to you. 0-1 the count on Hansen. As he rips one into left, but right at the left fielder, Delos makes the catch as they get it back in, and that's the second out. So Hansen lines out. He's 0 for 2. 2 outs in the inning. Now here's Zack Allen, who struck out his first time up. Allen playing over at first base. Hitting from the right side with that big number 8 in the middle of his gray road top. Indians also wearing gray pants here today as that ball's hit in the air to left field. Again, the left fielder is there. Delos has it, and the inning is over. Haslam leads off the inning with a single, but then he gets as far as second base, and that's all the farther he can get. No runs, a hit, one man left. We'll go to the bottom of the third. Still, Preston on top 2-1 on FM 105.5, AM 1340, and mylocalradio.com.
Qualifications and rules apply. See institution for details.
Last play of the game, folks.
And the snap, drops back. Whoa, changes mind. Down the sideline. The 40, the 30, the 20, the 10. Casasa! Unbelievable! Did you see that? Casasa!
Not to be a buzzkill, but what's Casasa? We're glad you asked that. Casasa. It's a catchy word for earning cash. Free Casasa checking rewards you in cash each month.
Ask for free Casasa checking at Advantage Plus Federal Credit Union. Federally insured by the NCU.
In business for almost 70 years, Valley Implement has been serving customers with integrity, personalized service, and accountability for generations. Their mission is to contribute to agriculture and the agricultural way of life when it comes to irrigation, equipment, attachments, parts and service, and precision farming. Valley Implement in Preston is here to work for you. Visit them today, 213 West 8th North, Preston. Valley Implement, all things agriculture.
2 balls and a strike. 2 balls and 2 strikes, I should say. And the pitch home to Lockwood is ball 4 as it missed outside. So Lockwood leads off here in the bottom of the 3rd, drawing a walk. First walk allowed by Alex Hansen. And now here is Hunter Fisher, the second baseman. So Fewitt went, there goes the runner. Pitch gets away and goes to the backstop as Lockwood dives into second base head first, so it's just going to be the one base. And since he was running on the pitch, even though it went to the backstop, it will still be a stolen base. All given 2 to Lockwood. So he's there at second, nobody out here in the bottom of the 3rd inning with Preston leading 2-1. Next pitch again, fastball misses low, ball 2, 2-0. So Fewitt went 2 innings, gave up 4 hits, a run that was earned. Did not walk anyone, hit a batter. Fastball over for a strike, and it's 1-1. And he also struck out 1. So pretty good outing for Fewitt. Ground ball to the right side. Johnson now in playing second base for the Indians as he played over to first base in time for the out. And moving over to third base was Logan Lockwood with the ground ball to the right side. So a good piece of hitting by Hunter Fisher, move the man along. And with 1 out, runner at third base, tying run at third base, here's Colton Browner. Browner singled his first time up, lines 1, foul, so just outside of third. So Johnson now playing second base for Preston. I'm guessing Green went back to his normal spot in left field. Big chopper over the mound. Smith can't get it. It's into center field. It's an RBI single for Browner, and it's a 2-2 tie as Lockwood comes home. Now the ball gets away in center field, and it allows the runner, Browner, to move up to second base. So it's an RBI single and an error on the center fielder to move up the extra 90 feet as we're tied at 2. That leadoff walk is cashed in by the Wildcats. And now here is Tyler Grete. He is the designated hitter here this afternoon. Expecting cloudy skies tomorrow, and the clouds have really started to move in here as started to get a little bit darker. And you can hear the wind whipping around a little bit. The 0-1 pitch. Just steers it over the head of Allen into right field, base hit. Coming around third is Browner. He's going to come to the plate and score without a play, and it's 3-2. Grete now with a RBI single as he just steers it over Zack Allen's over at first base. He hits it over Allen's head. So here's the catcher. That's Mason Martinez, hits it foul off the first base side. For Grete now, his 4th RBI of the year. No balls and 1 strike on Martinez. As the next pitch goes behind him, down around his ankles. And misses inside behind him, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike. So you really start to hear the wind now starting to whip around here a little bit. As Martinez goes up and whacks one into left field, that'll be a base hit. Phaser will get it back in. Runners at first and second, still only 1 out of the inning. So Martinez picks up his first hit of the game. That's 3 hits in a row for the Wildcats. Now here's the center fielder, Jonah De Lyonne, who singled his first time up today. First pitch from Hansen is up high, ball one ball and no strikes. Next pitch bounces up the plate, and both runners are going to move up 90 feet. So the wild pitch against Hansen allows both runners to move up. Now he's going to back off for a minute, and by doing so, chases Goodnow back to the bag. 1 ball, 1 strike. Next pitch as swung on and missed as De Lyonne just tries to steer one toward right field and came up empty. And it's now 1 ball and 1 strike. Fastball high, goes all the way to the backstop. No advancement by either runner. So no harm, no foul. And it's now 2-1. So again, Hansen back up on top. Sets at the letters, looks at the runner at third, and comes home, and the pitch is over for a strike. They have 3 balls and a strike on the scoreboard. Must have been right, as that they'll pitch is high. De Lyonne will walk, that'll load the bases with 1 out. So 2 walks and a hit batter in the inning. 3 hits as well. And the bases are loaded for the first time here for Filer. And first a little visit down to the third base coach's box as Kalen Delos comes up. Tonight's game brought to you by your local farmer's insurance agent. That's Corey Bingham, who's located in Logan, but he's been serving the fine folks of Franklin and Cache counties for the past 20 years. So if you need a quote on insurance, call Corey today. To get your free quote, you can reach him at 435-713-4500. 435-713-4500. Open 5 days a week from 8 to 5. First pitch, fastball over for a strike, and it's 0-1. Delos hit by a pitch his first time up today. The 0-1. Missed outside off the edge, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike. Goodnow at third, Martinez at second, De Lyonne over at first. Bases loaded, just 1 out here in the bottom of the third. It's lined back up the middle. Smith has it, steps on the bag, throws to first. That's the first double play turned by the Indians this year, as Delos is out hitting into the 6-3 double play, but the Wildcats score twice in the inning on a pair of 3 hits make it, and 1 man left. We're done with 3 as we head to the 4th. It's now the Wildcats on top for the first time today. They lead at 3-2 on FM 105.5, AM 1340, and mylocalradio.com.
Whether a loved one passes suddenly and much too soon or after a long and fruitful earthly journey, the families of Northern Cache Valley have known for years they can rely on sensitive and professional care from Webb Funeral Home. Now in their beautiful full-service facility on the south side of Preston, Webb Mortuary urges you to consider the benefits of pre-planning final arrangements in order that your wishes are carried out and difficult decisions are not left to your surviving family members. Make an appointment soon to talk about pre-planning with your friends at Webb Funeral Home. Webb Funeral Home, established in Preston in 1925, has served the needs of Franklin County families and their neighbors for several generations. Now in their modern new full-service facilities just off Highway 91 south of Preston, Webb Funeral Home continues to offer caring and professional services to all residents of the area in their time of need. Funeral directors Douglas Webb, Ron Smaley, and Jordan Webb, along with aftercare specialist Jody Rasmussen, thank you for your trust in them and welcome your questions and concerns anytime. A message from your friends at Webb Funeral Home.
Home sweet home. That's where you go for a home-cooked meal, a good night's sleep, and, well, people who just like you for who you are. So if you call Cache Valley home, we hope you'll call West Motor home. Home to Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and of course home to Ram trucks. West Motor Company is home to so many car buyers in this area. It's because they treat you right and give you the best deal they can possibly finagle. Simply put, it feels right at West Motor. WestMotorCompany.com. Welcome home.
Three innings in the book. Filer on top 3-2 as we head to the fourth. And here in the top of the fourth inning for the Preston Indians is coming to the plate is Justin Englert. Englert will be followed by Jackson Facer and then have to wait and see. I believe that probably will be Johnson's spot in the lineup now as he came in to play second base, and Fewitt, I believe, left the game. So here is Englert to lead off here in the top of the fourth. First pitch, breaking ball, misses outside. Ball one ball and no strikes. Englert grounded out his first time up. 0 for 1 here in the game. Heber Jenkins, the left-hander, working into his fourth inning here today, and comes home with the next pitch. Swung on and missed. 1 ball, 1 strike. Number of games in the major leagues getting started at this hour. One final from earlier today as well. Arizona and the Chicago Cubs were playing at Wrigley today as the pitch bounces up there. I believe it's 2 balls and a strike. So Englert climbs back in. As the Cubs able to beat the Diamondbacks today by a score of 5-1 there at Wrigley. As the pitch is outside and low again. I think it's 2-1. The umpire's not showing the count, unfortunately, and the scoreboard looks like it probably has a ball light indicator out. As the pitch again's way high, it's actually ball 4. And down to first base goes Englert with a walk to lead off here in the top of the fourth. Second walk given up by Heber Jenkins today. And now here's Jackson Facer, who struck out his first time up. One of 4 strikeouts on the day for Jenkins. Lefty on lefty, shows bunt, pulls the bat back, takes the pitch high, and it's ball 1 ball with no strikes. Giants are in Pittsburgh. That game, the start of that game delayed by weather in the Three River City. The 1-0 pitch. Bounces up there, goes to the backstop, and there goes Englert to second base. That's another wild pitch. That'll be the 4th wild pitch of the day, given up by Jenkins, as Englert will advance to second base as the ball bounced up there. So the runner at second base, nobody out. Facer at the plate, 2 balls and a strike. The pitch up high again, ball 3. Other games, the Kansas City Royals are playing in the Bronx tonight against the Yankees. Top of the second inning there, no score. As Jenkins ready again, straightens, sets at the belt, comes home with the next pitch to Facer that bounces up there. And goes to 3 balls and a strike. So 3-1. The count on Jackson Facer. Middle of the second inning in Detroit, the White Sox lead the Tigers 1-0. Bottom of the first down in Tampa. That's the Red Sox and the Tampa Rays. Scoreless so far as they play in the bottom of the first inning at Tropicana Field. Next pitch is lined into left field, base hit. Englert will come to third. Now they're going to wave him in as the ball gets away in left field, and down to second base goes Facer. So Facer drives in the run. That'll tie the game at 3 as Englert comes in to score. Don't know what happened out in left field, didn't see it, so until we know better, we'll call it a double. And the RBI for Fazer as Jackson picks up the run. So here now indeed, here is Cragen Johnson to come up and hit for the first time as he officially replaced Brock Fewitt in the lineup, as Fewitt left after his 2 innings of work on the mound to start the game here today. So here's Johnson. They throw back to second base, back in time, standing up. Johnson, who took over the second base duties recently, comes into the game here today hitting .583 on the year. 7 hits and 12 at-bats. He's picked up 4 RBIs in his limited number of hits or at-bats so far on the year. As a pitch over for a strike. And it's 0-1 on Cragen Johnson. Johnson hitting from the right side. The go-ahead run at second base. Nobody out. Off speed, gets away, but swung on and missed. Nice block by Martinez to keep it in front of him. And it's now 1-2 on Johnson. Cody Whitehead would be next. Jenkins ready again, sets, comes home to Johnson, popped up. Middle of the infield, short center field make it, as it's the second baseman, that's Fisher, going out to make the play for the first out in the inning. 1 out, and that'll bring up Cody Whitehead. Whitehead, who popped up his first time up, 0 for 1 so far on the day. Bottom of the first inning down in Florida, the Washington Nationals get a run at the top of the first inning. They lead 1-0. Bottom 1 down there. Other games going on and coming up around the majors coming up tonight as the ball's bunted foul by Whitehead. It's 0-1. Among those games, the Astros will be down in Arlington to take on the Rangers. The Dodgers again in Milwaukee to take on the Brewers tonight. Mets at St. Louis. Phillies on the road at Colorado. And the Blue Jays are out on the West Coast. They're in Oakland to take on the Athletics. The pitch is inside. Goes to the backstop, and there goes Fazer for third base. So the go-ahead run now 90 feet away with 1 out. Whitehead trying to pick up the run. Now the left-hander Jenkins working out of the stretch, comes home, bouncing up there, but Whitehead not able to lay off of it, swings and misses. And again, not sure what the count is. Not sure the scoreboard operator knows either, because they don't have any lights on the scoreboard at all. Now they have 1 and 2 up on the board, and the next pitch swung on and missed. So Whitehead strikes out. That's strikeout number 5 tonight for Heber Jenkins. 2 outs. Now back to the top of the order, and Tate Green will come up. Green doubled homer run and also has walked. Scored back in the first inning. Breaking ball over for a strike, and it's 0-1. Other games tonight, the Mariners are in Anaheim to take on the Angels. The Reds are down in San Diego. They'll take on the Padres, and there's been a game postponed already today. That was the Minnesota Twins in Baltimore to take on the Orioles. That game postponed because of weather. Ground ball to short on a couple of hops. Sanford has it, plays it across, and the Indians leave the go-ahead run out there at third base. A run on 1 hit, 1 man left. We'll go to the middle of the 4th after 3.5. It's now a 3-3 tie here on MyLocalRadio.com.
We're not your ordinary grocery store at Stokes Market and True Value in Preston. We see every customer as a friend and a neighbor. Stokes Market and True Value offers a clean, bright, and modern store with the freshest meats, produce, and bakery. In many ways, we're still old-fashioned. We still bake from scratch, and our bakery items are made in store. You'll never see meat with an ingredient list because our meats are all natural and cut in store. Stop in today. Stokes Market and True Value, 217 South State Street, Preston.
It's always refreshing to shop where you know you're appreciated. It's even better when you can get everything you need, quality parts at fair prices. The team at Preston Auto Parts CarQuest appreciate every customer. They work hard to make sure that you have the right part the first time, on time. Whether it's motorcycles, farm and ranch, lawn and garden, or car and truck parts, you can always get it all at Preston Auto Parts CarQuest. Stop in today at 17 South State Street in Preston.
Well, as we move here to the bottom of the fourth inning, we're now tied at 3. As Preston scratches out a run at the top of the fourth inning. Single runs in the first, second, and fourth, and Alex Hansen wrapping up his warm-up tosses. And here in the bottom of the fourth inning for Filer, it'll be the bottom of the order, Heber Jenkins. Then back to the top of the order, Kyle Sanford and Logan Lockwood. For Preston, 3 runs on a total of 5 hits. They've left 4 men on base thus far, and for Filer, 3 runs on 7 hits, and they left 4 men on base as we go here to the bottom of the fourth. Jenkins reached on a fielder's choice his only other time at the plate so far here today. So he comes up for his second time here this afternoon. Hansen's first pitch to an opposite number. The pitcher takes it inside, ball 1-0. Tonight's game brought to you by Northern Title Company, 96 South State Street in Preston. Find them at northerntitle.net. Next pitch, fastball for a strike. It's 1-1. Good deeds done daily, so if you need title or escrow work done, call Northern Title today. Northern Title Company, 96 South State Street in Preston. The next pitch is swung on and missed, and it's now 1-2. We've talked about Jenkins on the mound. What about swinging the bat? Ground ball rolled over by the third base dugout. Stays at 1 strikes. Jenkins, who has only 2 hits in 24 official at-bats on the year, came into the game hitting, well, what they used to call just a bingo batting average. That's the bingo caller call out, 083. As that pitch is swung on and missed, and he's now 0 for 2 on the day. That's the first out. First strikeout for Alex Hansen on the day. Now back to the top of the order, and Kyle Sanford at the plate. Sanford 0 for 2 is grounded out a couple of times, takes the first pitch high, ball 1. No RBIs in his last 5 games played, and none so far in the first 2 at-bats here today either, as the pitch is up high. Ball 2, 2-0. Does 9 hits and 25 at-bats before starting the game. He's walked 9 times, so he's a fairly selective hitter at the plate. And hits that ball in the air, foul. That'll find the parking lot. Ooh, and hits right on somebody's car, hitting right there, sitting right there. That'll leave a nice little dent. And it's now 2-1. That may have hit right directly in the trunk, so she may have got away easy. As sure where that ball came from. May have been a foul ball through the netting. There's a little bit of a gap at the top of the net. Hansen ready again, rocks and throws. Hit in the air to center. And coming over to get it, nope, off his glove. As not able to make the catch was the center fielder. They get it back in, but it's going to be a double for Kyle Sanford, his first hit of the day. Comes with the 1 out here in the bottom of the fourth. Hit number 8 on the day for the Wildcats. So 1 out, 1 on. Now here's Logan Lockwood. Lockwood singled in the first. He's also walked, scored twice. And he's stolen a couple of bases today just for good measure. Lines one to left. That's going to be in for a hit in front of Fazer. Fires it back in. Be runners at the corners and one out. So 3 hits today for Lockwood. Check that, 2 hits today for Lockwood. He's plus the walk. Been on base all 3 times. Now here is Hunter Fisher, who's singled. In the first inning, he's also grounded out, 1 for 2. Go ahead runs at third base with 1 out. There goes the runner. The pitch is low, and Inglet doesn't hasten to throw to second base. So it'll be a stolen base for Lockwood, his 3rd of the day. Now runners at 2nd and 3rd. And that ball's thumbed in the infield. As Smith down to get it, not going to have a play because Hansen was right in his way. So it'll be a little thumb single in the infield that'll drive home a run. So Fisher didn't hit it hard, but he hit it hard enough. As Sanford comes home, moving over to third base is Lockwood. Once again, runners at the corners. And it's now 4-3, Filer on top. And now here's the third baseman, Colton Browner, who takes the first pitch down low, ball 1, 1-0. Next pitch again, misses down low, 2-0. Lockwood down the line from third, Fisher being held at first by Allen. That pitch misses up. So 2 balls and a strike. Now the count on Browner. Hansen ready again. It's kind of a self-defense swing. Goes to the second one, back to first, and the second double play of the day turned by Preston as Browner just kind of in self-defense hit it out to Johnson at second base, and it becomes a 4-6-3 twin killing. However, Filer gets a run in the inning, and they will retake the lead as we go to the 5th here this afternoon. After 4, it's now Filer 4, Preston 3 on FM 105.5, AM 1340, and mylocalradio.com.
When it comes to all things electrical, Sean Carter and the guys at S&T Electrical should always be your go-to crew. With experience in everything from new construction to repairs, service, and new installations, S&T Electrical is professional and friendly in all they do. Your electrical work will be done right. Call S&T Electric today at 208-852-5878.
This is Sean Carter with S&T Electric in Preston, Idaho. It's what we do.
When it comes to major surgery, think small. Small town, that is. At Franklin County Medical Center, the surgical capabilities are anything but small. Partnered with the top surgeons and specialists in the region to provide advanced care to those living in southeastern Idaho. Whether it's cataract surgery, women's surgery, gallbladder removal, trauma, even a full hip or knee replacement, they have you covered. And now, they're among the few hospitals in southeastern Idaho able to remove kidney stones. See just how big the surgical capabilities really are. Franklin County Medical Center, where hospitality and excellence.
Well, we go to the 5th. Preston trailing 4-3. And here we go. We go to the 5th inning. Dylan Haslam will lead it off. It'll be Haslam, Smith, and Hansen, the 2, 3, and 4 hitters in the lineup here for the Indians. They once again trail by a run. So here's Haslam, 2 for 2 today. Dylan has extended his hitting streak to 10 straight games with a single in the first inning here this afternoon. As Heber Jenkins stays out there, and a big breaking ball, that big overhand jug bounces up there, and it's 1 ball and no strikes. Today's game is brought to you by the Job Stop. If you're an employer looking for a great way to find quality employees, the Job Stop can be exactly what you need. Advertise your open positions with us on our website, and you'll get plenty of opportunities to find quality employees as Haslam lines one to left field That's his third hit of the day, and he's on base here to lead off the top of the fifth. So Haslam's 3 for 3. That brings up Isaiah Smith. If you'd like to find out more about the job stop and how you can connect with great potential employees, if you're an employer, call the radio station for more information. As here's Smith. Haslam not running. The first pitch is up high, ball 1. The number, of course, at the radio station is 852-1340. 852-1340. We'll tell you all about the job stop. 1 ball, no strikes to count on Smith. Pitch again, misses down low, and it's ball 2. 2-0. Smith was hit by a pitch and struck out. He's hit in 7 straight, so up there now really kind of with that hitting streak on the line as we play here in the top of the 5th. Next pitch home again to Isaiah is pulled foul outside of third. So new ball again for Jenkins, climbs back up on top of the hill. Haslam away from first, being held there, not running. The pitch swung on and missed. And it's 2-2. 2-2 the count on Isaiah Smith here as we play in the top of inning number 5. Smith back in the box. Pretty good lead for Haslam over at first. He's not running, and the pitch is down low. And I believe that runs the count full, 3-2. Outfield pretty much destroyed away against Smith. Of course, most hitters are going to get a straightaway outfield here because there's not a lot of advanced scouting that goes on. There goes the runner, and the pitch is hit in the air right around the second base bag. It's the shortstop, Sanford, to see he'll take it, and does, as Haslam beats a hasty retreat back to first base. So 1 out. Now here's Alex Hansen, who's 0 for 2, struck out and flew out to left. Haslam walking off with his lead over at first base. First pitch to Hansen's off speed, swung on and missed. The old style ballparks that used to have AstroTurf, where they had just the rug covered the whole field except for little dirt cutouts around the bases, much like they have in Preston, they have the same thing here in Filer. As the pitch home's off speed again, swung on and missed, and it's 1-1. Well, usually in those major league ballparks, they would judge the length of the lead the runner has by where his right foot would be. And if you can get your right foot out onto the carpet off that dirt cutout, you have a pretty good lead. Again, Hansen swings and misses and strikes out for out number 2. That's 6 strikeouts on the day now for Heber Jenkins. 2 outs, and here's Zack Allen, who was a strikeout victim in the first. He's also flown out to left. So not saying that cutout area is the same size here as it is in those former major league ballparks, but if you use that as a gauge, Haslam is able to get his right foot just out of the dirt sliding area up onto the natural grass here. So you have to say he has a pretty good lead over at first base. The left-hander Jenkins comes set at the letters, looking at him, kind of comes home to Allen, and Allen hits that ball in the air to left field, down into the corner. It's going to get down. It's going to roll to the wall. Haslam's going to come all the way to third. He'll make it there standing on a long single by Zack Allen. So Zack has his first hit of the game. Tying run now 90 feet away with 2 outs. And it brings up the catcher, Justin Inglet, who has struck out and doubled home a run his last time up. So Inglet hitting from the right side. Chance to pick up the tying run here. Breaking ball, misses outside, ball 1. If you're thinking, and you know you've heard that Jenkins has thrown several wild pitches today, he has. He's thrown 5. And one right here, if you uncorks another, would have the opportunity to tie the game with Haslam at third base. Next pitch is over for a strike, and it's 1-1. 4-3 here in the fifth, 2 outs. Preston trying to tie the game with tying run at third base. Jenkins up on top, sets again at the letters, and here comes the 2-1. Fouled at home plate. The count evens now at 2 balls and 2 strikes. So 2-2 in the count. Allen over at first base. He's not going anywhere. The pitch is up high. And I believe that's 3 balls and 2 strikes. So full count with 2 outs to see if they're going to start Allen over at first base. Inglet back in the box. Allen does not go, and the pitch is high. Now it's 3-2. That's a good reason why Allen didn't run. Again, the scoreboard operator is several pitches behind here. Now the next pitch home to Inglet. That's on the inside corner, strike 3 call. 2 strikeouts in the inning. 6-7 make it overall in the game for Heber Jenkins, and the Indians leave the tying run standing down at third base. We'll go to the bottom of the fifth. It's 4-3. The Warriors on top. Or I should say the Wildcats on top as we go bottom 5 on mylocalradio.com.
Home sweet home. That's where you go for a home-cooked meal, a good night's sleep, and, well, people who just like you for who you are. So if you call Cache Valley home, we hope you'll call West Motor home. Home to Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and of course home to Ram trucks. West Motor Company is home to so many car buyers in this area. It's because they treat you right and give you the best deal they can possibly finagle. Simply put, it feels right at West Motor. WestMotorCompany.com. Welcome home.
Qualifications and rules apply. See institution for details.
So I'm a typical banking customer.
And I'm a nearby ATM.
And I'm taking $20 out of my account.
And I'll process that $20 and take back $4.
Why do machines designed to give us money end up taking it right back? Introducing Kasasa, the free account that pays refunds on ATM fees and a lot more. To find a free Kasasa checking account near you, search Kasasa.
Ask for free Kasasa checking at Advantage Plus Federal Credit Union. Federally insured by the NCUA.
Four and a half innings in the book as we go here to bottom of inning number 5 as the Indians trail by a run 4-3. Had tying run as far as third base, and they'll end up leaving 2 men on base in the inning as Preston has now left a total of 6 men on base so far here today. Wildcats have left 5 as we go here to the bottom of the 5th. It'll be Tyler Grudno, Mason Martinez, and Jonah De Lyonne due up here in the bottom of inning number 5 here for the Wildcats. Tyler struck out, singled. 1 for 2 on the day. First pitch is over for a strike, and it's 0-1. Tonight's game brought to you by Tattles Bar and Grill, 790 West Oneida in Preston, open 7 days a week for breakfast and lunch from 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. We tried it the other day, and was awfully good. Very, very enjoyable. I highly recommend you go out and you try Tattles Bar and Grill yourself. They serve the best breakfast in town, breakfast and lunch. Stop in today for a fine home-cooked meal at Tattles. Pitch fouled into the glove of the catcher Inglet. That's strike 3 as Goodenow is out. That's the first out. As Hansen, I believe, stays on the mound. Second strikeout for him. And now here is Mason Martinez. First pitch to Martinez is hit foul, and it's 0-1. So Hansen moving into his 3rd inning of work. as Martinez just thumbs one out toward the second baseman, and Johnson had it, dropped it, and had to record the out at first base. Now they're going to say that it was dropped on the exchange, so it would be a pop out for Martinez as they get him for the second time today. 2 up, 2 down. Now here is Jonah De Lyonne, who has singled and walked so far here on the game today. First pitch to De Lyonne, misses down low, ball 1. Royals got a run in the third inning in New York. They lead the Yankees 1-0, bottom 3. The 0-1. Again, a little defensive half swing by De Lyonne, hits it foul. And it goes in no balls and 2 strikes. Still in the rain delay in Pittsburgh, the Giants and the Pittsburgh Pirates. Next pitch home to De Lyonne. Outside, 1-2. White Sox have tied the game. It's 1-1 as they play in the 4th at Tiger Stadium. The Rays get a run. In the second inning, they lead the Red Sox 1-0, top 3. Pitch again, misses down and away. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Two. Hit on one hop. Craig Johnson has it on the right side, throws across in time for the out. And it's a perfect 1-2-3 inning for Alex Hansen. That's the first 1-2-3 inning turned in today by a Preston pitcher, and we're through with 5. We'll head to the 6th. It's still Fewitt 4, Preston 3 on mylocalradio.com.
If you're doing some cleanup work around the yard, the house, the garage, or the farm, remember, you can turn scrap metal into cash when you take that metal to Idaho Salvage and Metal in Preston. They pay top dollar for aluminum cans, aluminum window and door frames, brass and steel. They take junk cars and trucks, farm equipment, and industrial gear. So rather than taking that stuff to the landfill, park it on the scales at Idaho Salvage and Metal on West Oneida in Preston.
From sunup to sundown, we spend our time on the dairy, caring for cows and producing milk. And we also love being part of our tight-knit communities, being advocates for the kids in our schools, and being providers of safe, nutritious food for families around here and around the world. As your local dairy producers, we are more than farmers. We are Dairy West.
Through 5 innings here this afternoon, still Preston trailing by a run as it's 4-3 as we head to the top of the 6th here this afternoon. Sun's gone down, partly cloudy conditions starting to move in. Wind still kind of whipping around just a little bit, but certainly the temperature has dropped from what it was when we got to town here this afternoon, where it was in the mid to upper 70s when we got here today. It was just a gorgeous day. And a few clouds coming into the area tomorrow for the doubleheader over at Mountain Home. We'll have girls softball for you tomorrow here on KACH, starting just before 12 noon for game 1 of the doubleheader. The Indians and the Tigers from here at Mountain Home, just about an hour farther west of here. So let's go to the 6th. Jackson Fazer leads it off. He'll be followed by Craig Johnson, then Caden Whitehead due up. And the first pitch over for a strike, and it's 0-1. Fazer struck out, doubled home a run his last time up. Sliced one down the left field line that the left fielder Delos was not able to handle cleanly, and he got a run home. And here's the 0-1 offering. Misses down and away. 1 ball and 1 strike. Naylor Insurance is a proud sponsor of Preston Indians Athletics. Nobody cares like we do, is what they like to say at Naylor Insurance, part of the Mutual of Eamon Network. As Jenkins rocks and throws with the 1-1. Lined at the third baseman, dropped it. He's going to have to record the out at first base, and the throw is high, pulls him off the bag. So Failer reaches, should be an error on the third baseman. what has been a pretty clean fielding game so far here today. But Fazer able to reach because of the error here in the top of the 6th inning. The leadoff man and the tying run aboard. Now here's Craig Johnson. Johnson popped up in his only official at-bat here today and swings and misses at the breaking pitch. At Naylor Insurance, part of the Mutual of Enumclaw Network, they offer home, auto, farm, and business insurance. Visit them today for a quote at 153 North State Street there in Preston. As a breaking ball stays up high, ball 2, 2 balls and a strike. If you can't drop by the office, find their website. They're available there at NaylorINS.com. Naylor Insurance. Help bringing you Preston Indians baseballs. The 2-1 pitch over for a strike, and it's 2-2. Runner at first, nobody out. Top of the 6th. Preston down by a run. It's 4-3. Pitch home to Johnson. Chases one in the dirt and strikes out. That's the first out of the inning. So Johnson 0 for 2 today. That's 8 strikeouts now for Heber Jenkins. And Caden Whitehead due up. This is not Caden coming to the plate, however. This will be Jake Hatch at the plate. Off-speed pitch, waved out and missed, and it's 0-1. So Hatch hitting for Whitehead. In fact, for Hatch, only one official at-bat so far in the year. They go to first base and back to the bag safely over there is Facer. Hatch, in that one official at-bat he did have, was a strikeout victim, so he's 0 for 1 officially on the year. Comes home with the next pitch, off speed again, swung on and missed. And it's 0-2. Again, outfield straight away. Hatch hitting from the right side. Fazer away from first, having reached on the air. And the next pitch again, breaking ball. This one's in the dirt, gets away. There goes Fazer for second base. And that is 6 wild pitches on the day for Heber Jenkins, as that one again bounced up there. Certainly can't call it a pass ball when the ball bounces up in front of home plate. So the tying run now at second base. Come home, the pitch swung on and missed. So Hatch strikes out. 9 strikeouts now in the game for Jenkins, and with 2 outs, we go back to the top of the order, and Tate Green will come up. Green walked, doubled, and grounded out. 1 for 2. Preston's left the tying run on base each of the last 2 innings, as the breaking ball misses ball 1 here to Tate Green. If you can get Green on base and extend the inning, then you can get Dylan Haslam, who's 3 for 3 today, back up with a chance to tie the game or more. Here comes the 1-0. Ground ball off the pitcher's leg. They carry him out toward the second baseman. Fisher has it, throws to first in time for the out. Or no, they called it safe. It was safe at first base. So Green picks up his second hit as he hits a one-hopper off of the pitcher Jenkins. Puts runners at second and third as Facer moves up. He's now at third base, and the tying run 90 feet away, and here's Haslam, who has 3 hits today. 3 for 3 on the day. For Haslam, it's his 3rd multi-hit game of the year. Remember, he had a game a couple of weeks ago in a doubleheader where he had 4 hits in a game. So it's the second time that he's had 3 or more hits in a game here today, or this year, as going out to take the ball back out to the mound is Martinez, the catcher. As Haslam waits at home plate. This might just be a chance for Jenkins to kind of catch his breath here a little bit, especially taking that one hopper off of his leg that turned into an infield hit. They're able to extend the inning for the Indians. Now back up to the plate. Haslam waiting in the pitch home. Ball hit in the air to left field, hit pretty well. Left fielder Delos going back. It's going to be well over his head and hit off the fence. Here comes Facer to the plate. He scores, Green scores, and Preston goes from 1 down to 1 up on the 4th hit of the game for Dylan Haslam as he drives in 2 with a double. So 2 runs in the inning on a pair of hits and an error. Preston now back on top. It's 5-4 here in the 6th. And with 2 outs here in the inning, here's Isaiah Smith to try to extend the inning and extend his hitting streak. As the first pitch is high, ball 1, 1 ball and no strikes. Smith, who came in with a 7-game streak, and so far officially is 0 for 2 today, plus was hit by a pitch back in the 1st inning. Haslam away from second. The pitch home to Smith. Fastball misses high. Able to kind of duck underneath that one. 2 balls and no strikes to count on Isaiah Smith. So Preston able to retake the lead, 5-4 here in the 6th. Off speed, grounded foul. We're by the third base dugout. 2 balls and a strike. So 2-1 on Isaiah Smith as he waits at home plate. Haslam, the insurance run, stands at second base. 2 outs here in the inning. And the pitch home to Smith. Tries to steer one toward right field, but it's foul off the right field side. New ball again for Jenkins. 2 balls and a strike. Here's the 2-1. Outside again, ball 3. So Smith climbs back in the box. Jenkins back up on top. And the next pitch is rolled. 1 hopper right at the third baseman. Browner throws it across in time. Smith is 0 for 3 on the day, and Preston has to settle for the 2 runs in the inning. 2 runs, a hit, an error, 1 man left. We'll go to the bottom of the 6th. It's now Preston 5 and Filer 4 on mylocalradio.com.
Behind every project is a True Value. At Stokes Market and True Value in Preston, whether you need hardware, dog food, tools, batteries, plumbing supplies, paint, or cleaning products, you'll find them all. Plus a whole lot more at Stokes Market and True Value. With a large inventory, you'll find all the big name brands you trust and low prices every time you visit. So whether you're just starting or you're in the middle of a project, stop in today and visit our friendly, knowledgeable staff. Stokes Market and True Value, 217 South State Street, Preston.
Whether a loved one passes suddenly and much too soon or after a long and fruitful earthly journey, the families of Northern Cache Valley have known for years they can rely on sensitive and professional care from Webb Funeral Home. Now in their beautiful full-service facility on the south side of Preston, Webb Mortuary urges you to consider the benefits of pre-planning final arrangements in order that your wishes are carried out and difficult decisions are not left to your surviving family members. Make an appointment soon to talk about pre-planning with your friends at Webb Funeral Home. Webb Funeral Home, established in Preston in 1925, has served the needs of Franklin County families and their neighbors for several generations. Now in their modern new full-service facilities just off Highway 91 south of Preston, Webb Funeral Home continues to offer caring and professional services to all residents of the area in their time of
the
need.
Indians have regained the
Funeral
lead here as we
Douglas
go to the
Webb,
bottom
Ron
of inning
Smelly,
number
and
6.
Gordon Webb, along with aftercare specialist Jody Rasmussen.
It's
Thank you for your
5-4
trust
as
in
we
them,
go to
and
the
welcome your
sixth,
questions
bottom
and
of the
concerns
fifth.
Anytime. A message from your friends at Webb Funeral Home.
It'll be the 8, 9, and 1 hitters due up here for Filer. Kalen Delos, Heber Jenkins back at the top of the order, and Kyle Sanford due up. As a couple of hits in the inning for Preston. Produce a couple of runs along with an error. They also leave a runner on base, so it's now 5-4 as we go to the bottom of inning number 6. Here's Delos. Delos hit by a pitch and grounded into a double play. Preston has turned 2 double plays today. And oh, by the way, that's their first 2 double plays of the year. As the first pitch is hit foul back to the screen, and it's 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike to count on Delos. Next pitch, over again, ball at strike 2. 2-0. Here comes the 2-1 pitch from Hansen. Stays a little high, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Hansen, who hasn't done too badly. This is his 4th inning of work. 1-2, bounces up there, 2 balls and 2 strikes. He's allowed 6 hits over the 4 innings, 3+ innings, and 3 runs as well. But his team's got in the lead. Hit in the air to center field. Green's there and makes the catch for the out. So 1 out. That brings up Heber Jenkins. Jenkins, who's done very well, he's struck out 8 so far on the day, but fortunately, because of the error last inning, he's found himself now on the short end of the 5-4 score. As Hansen rocks and throws, the first pitch home, swung on and missed. Good fastball. He got up and by him. And it's 0-1. The 0-1. Down low, 1 ball and 1 strike. Don't forget, doubleheader tomorrow at Mountain Home. Doubleheader for the boys, doubleheader for the girls. The girls are here. They came across on the trip, I believe. His next pitch swung on and missed, 1-2. At least it's my understanding they were coming. Haven't seen them here at the ballpark today. Although I think they drove them over to another location for them to have practice on the JV field someplace as Jenkins hits it foul off the end of the bat over on the first base side. And it stays at 1 ball and 2 strikes. So Jenkins climbs back in behind the count 1-2. Hansen comes home, off speed, hit on the ground, third base. That's Haslam hanging out there, throws across and dropped by Allen and safe at first base is Heber Jenkins, and that's going to be a throwing error. First error of the game against the Indians. So Jenkins reaches on the air, back to the top of the order now, and Kyle Sanford, 1 for 3. He's grounded out twice, doubled and scored his last time up. So here's the shortstop, Sanford. 1 out, 1 on. Jenkins over at first base. Keep an eye on him over there as the first pitch. Misses ball 1, 1 ball and no strikes. Next pitch home. Misses down low again. Preston outfield pretty much straight away. Next pitch home is again outside, 2-1. 2 balls and a strike on Sanford. With 1 out here in the bottom of the 6th inning, boy, Preston would love to have another ground ball and turn another double play. They already have 2 today as the 2-1 pitch misses outside, and it's ball 3. 3 balls and a strike. Pitch home to Sanford is up high, ball 4. Goes to the backstop, but it's a ball 4 anyway. Walk given up by Hansen is his 3rd today. So now the tying and go-ahead runs are out on base. And now here's the ever-trouble Logan Lockwood, who has 2 hits plus a walk, has scored twice and stolen 3 bases today, and takes a first pitch on the corner for a strike, and it's 0-1. So Lockwood, who's been all over the place today, as that pitch is inside, gets away, there goes the runners, and they'll both move up 90 feet. Tying runs now at 3rd, go-ahead run at 2nd. 1 ball and 1 strike on Lockwood. So now Hansen finds himself in just a little bit of a scrape here and comes home. Next pitch is well high, and it's 2-1. 1 out in the inning. 2 balls and a strike on Logan Lockwood. That ball gets away, goes to the backstop. Here comes the runner to the plate, and he'll score on the wild pitch charged against Hansen. And we're tied at 5. So Jenkins, who has thrown 6 wild pitches of his own so far today, of all things, scores on a wild pitch against Hansen. And that's going to be the end for Hansen. He's going to go to the dugout as the head coach, Kenny Inglett, goes out to the mound and see where replacements are going to shake out here. Looks like Hansen's going to go back out to center field. And is this going to be Jackson Fazer is going to come in and pitch? It is. So Fazer's going to come in and pitch with a go-ahead run at 3rd base. 1 out here in the bottom of the 6th inning. And as Fazer gets ready to throw his warm-up tosses, let's take a quick break. We'll come back after this 60-second timeout here on FM 105.5, AM 1340, and MyLocalRadio.com.
We're not your ordinary grocery store at Stokes Market and True Value in Preston. We see every customer as a friend and a neighbor. Stokes Market and True Value offers a clean, bright, and modern store with the freshest meats, produce, and bakery. In many ways, we're still old-fashioned. We still bake from scratch, and our bakery items are made in store. You'll never see meat with an ingredient list because our meats are all natural and cut in store. Stop in today. Stokes Market and True Value, 217 South State Street, Preston.
It's always refreshing to shop where you know you're appreciated. It's even better when you can get everything you need, quality parts at fair prices. The team at Preston Auto Parts CarQuest appreciate every customer. They work hard to make sure that you have the right part the first time, on time. Whether it's motorcycles, farm and ranch, lawn and garden, or car and truck parts, you can always get it all at Preston Auto Parts CarQuest. Stop in today at 17 South State Street in Preston.
Jackson Fazer, the new pitcher here for the Indians. He becomes the 3rd pitcher of the day. Alex Hansen goes 3 1/3. Gives up 1 run so far here in the inning. He's still responsible for the man at 3rd base, which is Kyle Sanford. And a 2-ball, 1-strike count on Logan Lockwood will be inherited by Fazer. Fazer comes home. The first pitch to Lockwood is up high, and it's actually going to be ball 4. So the second walk of the inning puts runners at 1st and 3rd. And now here's Hunter Fisher, who has a pair of hits today. He's also grounded out, so he's 2 for 3 on the day. Hansen allowed 6 hits during his time in there. There goes the runner to second base. They'll allow him to take the base. So a stolen base for Lockwood. That's his 4th stolen base of the year, but with a runner at third base, stole it without a play. First pitch was a ball. Next pitch popped up into short right. Johnson going out. The right fielder coming in as that's Hatch to make the catch and fire it back in for the second out. No advancement by either runner. Not deep enough. So 2 outs. And now here's Colton Brewer. Brewer singled twice and rolled into a 4-6-3 double play his last time up. Phaser ready, comes home, the first pitch, hits him. So loads the bases. First hit batter for Phaser, second hit batter today for the Preston pitching staff. And now with the bases loaded, here is Tyler Goodnow, the designated hitter, who has struck out twice and singled 1 for 3. Little roller wide of third, cut off by Haslam. He'll go the short way, get a force out, and the inning is over as Grudnow hits into the fielder's choice, 5-3. 1 run on no hits in the inning, pair of walks, a hit batter, and the Wildcats leave the bases loaded in the inning. There was 1 error in the inning as well, charged against the Preston Indians. We're done with 6. We'll go along to the 7th. This game's all even. It's 6-6 on mylocalradio.com. Check that 5-5 on mylocalradio.com.
At Franklin County Medical Center, their goal is to get you back in the game, back to work, and back to your normal way of life. Franklin County Sports Medicine and Rehabilitation Center has a team of therapists who specialize in providing you an individualized treatment plan, helping you reach your goals, working with doctors from all over the region to make your recovery convenient and close to home. Call today so you can stop suffering and start healing. Franklin County Medical Center, where hospitality and excellence.
Why do I drink milk?
Milk rehydrates my body after I work out.
Milk has the protein I need to build muscle.
Milk helps me maintain a lean body mass.
Milk helps my muscles recover and stay strong.
Milk has the carbohydrates I need to re-energize.
Milk replaces important electrolytes that I lose when I sweat.
As an athlete at Boise State,
I learned that every sip
is a victory.
What do you drink?
What do you drink?
What do you drink?
Milk Victory. Brought to you by United Dairymen of Idaho.
As we go the 7th inning, new pitcher on here for the Wildcats. It is the shortstop, Kyle Sanford, who moves in to pitch. To pick up here for Heber Jenkins, who went pretty well today, 6 innings of work. As Jenkins now goes over and plays first base. And the first baseman, Lockwood, is now at shortstop. Kind of an unorthodox move with a left-hander playing shortstop. But there he is. Lockwood now playing short as the shortstop Sanford comes in, and he'll work here in the top of the 7th inning. Lockwood will face the 4, 5, and 6 hitters here for the Indians. Alex Hansen, Zack Allen, and Justin Inglet due up here in the top of inning number 7 in this 5-5 tie. So the right-hander Sanford rocks and comes home. And the first pitch, little half swing, little roll right in front of the plate. They look at each other. Sanford finally picks it up and throws to first, and it's dropped there by Jenkins. So Sanford and Martinez looked at each other. Couldn't decide who was going to take it. And Sanford finally picked it up, and the throw to first base was dropped by the first baseman, Jenkins. They played it into a hit. As Hansen safe at first base, and there's the go-ahead run. And now here's Zack Allen, who singled, struck out, flew out, 1 for 3. So Jenkins went 6 innings, struck out 9, walked 2, hit a batter, gave up 5 runs on the day, and the pitch is hit foul over by the first base dugout. Gave up a total of 9 hits on the day, did Jenkins. And here comes the 1-1. Fastball misses down low. It's 2 balls and a strike. Wind starting to pick up a little bit again here around the home plate area, swirling around. Next pitch home to Allen is ripped up the middle into center field for a hit. Allen has 2 hits today. Hansen will stop at second base with 1 out. 2 men on, or check that with nobody out. 2 men on and nobody out here in the inning for the Indians. So they'll threaten again here. You're in this 5-5 tie to try to break the tie. So here's Inglet. Just an 0 for 2 officially. Grounded out, struck out, walked and scored a run earlier in the game. And the first pitch from Sanford is up high. Ball 1, 1 ball and no strikes. Hansen's at second, Allen over at first. They play behind Zack at first base. Here's the 1-0. Bounces up there, ball 2, 2 balls and no strikes. Today's game brought to you in part by Signature Healthcare at Home, formerly known as All Access Healthcare and Hospice there in Preston. Here's the 2-0. Ground ball to the right side. Fisher goes to second for 1. They miss the ball at second base. It gets away. Here comes Hansen to break the tie, and it's now 6-5, Preston on top. Inglet reaches on the fielder's choice as they went for the force on Allen at second base. The feed from the second baseman Fisher was low, and Lockwood couldn't play it. So it's a throwing error on the second baseman that allows the run to come in, and Preston's regained the lead again. It's now 6-5, still nobody out. And here's Fazer, takes the first pitch for a strike, and it's 0-1. Fazer also reached on an error, doubled, and struck out in the game. Next pitch in the dirt, knocked down by Martinez, keeps it in front of him. Nice play. So Signature Home Healthcare helps bringing you today's game. They provide home health and hospice care to Southwest Idaho and northern Utah. They've been doing so for the last 15 years. Next pitch home. Over for a strike. 1-2, I believe it is. So if you'd like to set up an informative visit in your home today, call the folks at Signature Home Healthcare. As the ball hit in the air to left field, as it's going to be a foul ball. Allen came as far as third base, but you have to turn around and go back. And it's 1 ball and 2 strikes. So call Signature Home Healthcare to set up a home visit. To find out more information, you can do so by calling 208-852-1699. 208-852-1699, or find them online at 4signatureservice.com. Breaking ball over for a strike. That's a called third strike on Fazer. He strikes out for the second time today. Just the first out of the inning, however. Now here is Cragen Johnson. Runners at first and second, only 1 out. First pitch home to Johnson. Hit foul off the catcher Martinez, and it's 0-1. Six-5, Preston on top of the 7th. Only one out. Trying to push across another run or two, a little insurance. Umpire wants to put a new ball into play, so he's going to go out and talk to the pitcher, Sanford. As Johnson waits at home plate. So Johnson back in the box. Sanford ready, comes home. The next pitch bounces up there again. One and one the count on Johnson. Sanford wild all around the strike zone. Kind of lets up. A little off speed pitch that Johnson's out in front of, and it goes to 1-2. Home games next week for the Indians baseball team against Twin Falls and against Pocatello. Off-speed breaking pitch over for a strike. Johnson down on strikes as well. 2 strikeouts in the inning for Sanford. That's 11 Indian hitters to go down on strikes today. Now with 2 outs and 2 men on base, here is Hatch, who takes the first pitch outside and low, ball 1 ball with no strikes. Jake struck out his first time up. Sanford ready, comes home. The next pitch swung on and missed. Allen's at second. England at first. A run home for the Indians. They've taken a 1-run lead here in the 7th. Fastball to Hatch is up high. Two outs here in the top of the inning. If you're looking ahead to the Wildcats in the bottom of the 7th inning, they'll have Martinez, De Lyonne, and Delos due up. Next pitch home to Hatch is up high again. So he's gone away from the breaking pitch and tried to go hard against Hatch, but the pitches have been up, and Jake has not chased the balls out of the strike zone. Next pitch home. Yeah, that's right down the middle for a called strike. So they have 3-2 on the scoreboard. I believe that is correct. Sanford ready again, and the pitch home. There goes the runners, and the pitch is low, ball 4. So Hatch walks. That flips the lineup over for the Indians. Now back to the top of the order, and Jake Green due up. Or Tate Green. First walk in the inning here for Sanford. Now hold on. Here comes the head coach out to the mound, Ty Hess, coming out. I understand his sister is watching or listening back in Logan today. Talking to Ty before the game, he was very excited to know about the video stream, the fact that his sister could listen back home in Logan. He is also a resident of Logan. That's where he was born and grew up. As he goes talking to the infield, everybody out there on the mound. And now the home plate umpire starts to walk out slowly to try to speed things along a little bit, as Hess will now turn and head back toward the dugout. So they'll stay with Sanford. And Tate Green up there. Green's singled, doubled, walked, scored twice, and grounded out. 2 for 3 officially on the day. Bases loaded for the Indians here. 2 outs, top of the 7th. A run home where they've taken the lead. And the first pitch home to Green. Look out, just missed him inside. As the pitch just missed Tate. Tate stands and stares out toward Sanford out there on the mound. And now Green climbs back in. Sanford will work out of the windup, comes home. Here's the 1-0. Bounces up there. Nice save by the catcher Martinez. Keeps it knocks it down right at home plate. No advancement by any of the runners. And now it's 2-0. Love to have another run headed to the bottom of the 7th inning here today as Preston trying to win their 4th game of the year. The 2-0 breaking pitch over for a strike. It's 2-1. Sanford, the breaking ball works pretty well. When he tries to go hard, he misses up and out of the zone. Slider misses down and away. Nice save by Martinez. It's 3 balls and a strike. No place to put him. You're going to have to come home with a pretty good pitch. Three and 1 the count on Green. Bases full for the Indians. Next pitch. Again, misses down and in, forces over a run. So Green walks for the 2nd time today. This one forces in a run, gives him a 2 RBI day for the Indians. That forces in a run, makes it 7-5. And now here is the 4-for-4 Dylan Haslam at the plate with bases loaded. Dylan has singled 3 times. The last time up had a 2-run double in the game. Sanford ready, comes home, and the first pitch is swung on and missed. Oh, 0-1 the count on Haslam. 4 hits today. His 2nd 4-hit game of the year. As the pitch misses down and away. In fact, it's his 2nd 4-hit game, probably about the last couple of weeks. As the pitch missed it outside. 1 ball and 1 strike. Here's the 1-1. Off speed, big chopper up the middle. It's into center field. That's 5 hits today for Haslam. That gets 1 in. Here comes another run to the plate. That gets 2 in. And it's now 9-5 as Preston has opened up the lead. 5 hits today for Dylan Haslam and 4 RBIs. 4 singles and a 2-run double on the day for Haslam. Allen scored, Inglet scored. Runners at the corners, still 2 outs in the inning, and now here's Isaiah Smith, again looking to extend a hitting streak, and he hits it into right field for a hit. That will score Green to make it 10-5, and for Smith, he went right down to the very nubbin before finally extending that 7-game hitting streak as he's now hit an 8 as he drives in a run. So Green comes home. Runners at 2nd and 3rd as Haslam goes all the way to 3rd base. 5 runs home in the inning for the Indians. And now here is Hansen, who started all of this, as the Indians have sent 10 men to the plate here in the top of the 7th inning. And the first pitch is up high. Ball 1, 1 ball and no strikes. I believe the score is a ball again hit to the right side into right field. That's a base hit. Haslam will score. That's the 6th run of the inning. Here comes Smith to score. That makes it 7 runs in the inning. And Hansen is out at 2nd base, but he drives in 2 with his 2nd hit of the inning. As Preston rolls a big inning here in the top of the 7th inning as they plate 7 runs in the inning. And we will go to the bottom of the 7th inning. It's now, I have 13 on my book. They have 12 on the scoreboard. We'll see if we can get a clarification on the score. But either way, we go to the bottom of the 7th inning. Preston with a big lead on mylocalradio.com.
Qualifications and rules apply. See institution for details.
Last play of the game, folks.
And the snap. Drops back. Whoa, changes mind. Down the sideline. The 40, the 30, the 20, the 10. Casasa! Unbelievable! Did you see that? Casasa!
Not to be a buzzkill, but what's Casasa? We're glad you asked that. Casasa. It's a catchy word for earning cash. Free Casasa checking rewards you in cash each month.
Ask for free Casasa checking at Advantage Plus Federal Credit Union. Federally insured by the NCU.
Home sweet home. That's where you go for a home-cooked meal, a good night's sleep, and, well, people who just like you for who you are. So if you call Cache Valley home, we hope you'll call West Motor home. Home to Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and of course home to Ram trucks. West Motor Company is home to so many car buyers in this area. It's because they treat you right and give you the best deal they can possibly finagle. Simply put, it feels right at West Motor. WestMotorCompany.com. Welcome home.
So Preston scores 7 in the top of the 7th inning. It's 12-5 here, and they'll ask Jackson Fazer to get the final 3 outs of the game. As we go here to the bottom of the 7th inning, Mason Martinez, Jonah De Lyonne, and Kalen Delos due up after Preston had sent 10 men to the plate in the top of inning number 7, not only taking the lead but busting the game open as they lead it by the score of 12-5 here. So Fazer, the left-hander, stays on the bump as we go here to the bottom of the 7th. Martinez, with 1 hit today, he's also flown out and popped up. And Fazer's first pitch home is over for a strike, and it's 0-1. If you're Fazer right now, all you want to do is throw the pitches you can throw for strikes. Make them put the ball in play. The 0-1 misses down low. 1 ball and 1 strike. The thing that has been the biggest bugaboo for the Preston relief pitchers is they come in and put men on base without making them swing the bat as the pitch swung on and missed, and it's now 1-2. Hit batters and walks late in the game has cost Preston a couple of games late, including losing 3 games in the bottom of the 7th inning on the year. Here's the 1-2. Big overhand curveball. Ground ball to short. There's Smith. Throws across in time for the out, as now playing first base for the Indians is Colby Dean, and able to keep his foot on the bag for the first out, as Martinez is out 6-3 for out number 1. That brings up Jonah De Lyonne, who's walked, singled, and grounded out, 1 for 2 on the day. Fazer rocks and comes home, and the first pitch is up high, ball 1. Ten hits in the game for the Wildcats, but they haven't had one since inning number 4. Ball hit foul. Look out on the running track. That's 1 ball and 1 strike. They had 3 hits in the 4th, 3 hits in the 3rd, and 3 hits in the 1st. So they've really bunched their hits together, but they haven't had any since the 4th inning. As the pitch is up high, ball 2, 2 balls and a strike. They went out in order in the 5th, able to get a run thanks to an error. No hits in the 6th, and here we are here in the 7th with 1 out. Hit in the air to center field. Green going back, turns, has a play, and makes the catch. So 2 outs. And now here is Kalen Delos, who's 0 for 2 officially today. Was hit by a pitch way back in the 2nd inning, and since then he's rolled into a double play and flown out to center. So Fazer trying to put the side out in order for the 2nd time in the game and close this one out, as the first pitch is a fastball that's high to Delos. Ball 1, 1 ball and no strikes. Standing both feet on the rubber, rocks and throws. And the 1-0 pitch is on the corner for a strike, and it's 1-1. So everything's really come together pretty well today for the Indians as the pitch bounces up there, 2 balls and a strike. They've really played pretty solid defense today. They've committed a couple of errors, but not nearly what it had been with defensive lapses in the past in the games that have gone by. Timely hitting for Preston as well, especially to be able to put 7 runs on the board in the top of the 7th inning, as that pitch looked like over for a strike, and it's 1-2. "14 hits today for the Indians." Here comes the 1-2 pitch. Missed down low again, ball 2, 2 balls and 2 strikes. So Fazer trying to keep the ball down. The last couple of pitches have been in the dirt. But still, all in all, has the Wildcats down to their last strike. The left-hander winds and throws. Missed up high at Matt's ball 4. So Delos will walk with 2 outs. Fazer gives up his first walk since coming in. And now here is the Jenkins, who started the game on the mound and is not the pitcher of record for the Wildcats. First pitch is outside ball 1 ball and no strikes. Jenkins is officially 0 for 3 today. Struck out, hit into a fielder's choice, and reached on an error. Next pitch, fastball, he's late on it. Snap throw back to first, not in time. So Jenkins late on a good fastball from Fazer, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike. "12-5, Preston on top. The 1-1. Swung on and missed again. It's 1-2. And for the second batter in a row, the Wildcats are down to their last strike. Preston came in 3-8 on the year. The next pitch is inside and hit him. So you got the first 2 batters in the inning. Now a walk and a hit batter. Second hit batter for Fazer. And we're going back to the top of the order. Here's Kyle Sanford. Kyle with 1 hit today. Walk. He's also walked and grounded out a couple of times and takes the first pitch low, ball 1. Ready again. Fazer's pitch is laced to left. That's going to get by the left fielder and go all the way to the wall. 1 run is in. They'll go to second. As now they're going to call it a home run. I can't see down in the left field corner, but the base umpire called it a home run. So Sanford hits the 3-run home run. And don't go anywhere. This game's not over yet. So a home run down the line for Sanford. And drives in 3. That makes it 12-8. As Sanford gets his first home run of the year. So the base is empty with 2 outs. And the first pitch misses down and away, ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes. So the walk and the hit batter both come home to score. 2 outs in the inning after Fazer got the first 2 men in the inning on a ground out and a fly out. As the next pitch again misses down low, ball 2, 2-0. Fazer will rock. Here he comes, the 2-0 offering. Hit foul off the third base side. The 2-1 pitch is up high, ball 3, 3-1. So a 3-1 count here on Lockwood, who's been all over the base paths today. Here's the 3-1 pitch. Hit in the air toward left center field. Coming over is the center fielder, Green not able to get there. That's another hit for Lockwood, and the inning continues. Just the second hit of the inning. Third hit of the day for Lockwood. In fact, he's been on base 5 times today. 3 hits and a pair of walks, and now here comes Kenny Inglet out to the mound. That's going to be all for Jackson Fazer. So Fazer will leave. See who the new pitcher is going to be coming in here for Preston. As we start moving people around, it looks like Haslam is going to come in from third base and try to close this out and get the last out. So we'll figure out where people are going. We'll take a quick timeout, come back in 60 seconds, and let you know who the new pitcher will be after this on mylocalradio.com.
When it comes to all things electrical, Sean Carter and the guys at S&T Electrical should always be your go-to crew. With experience in everything from new construction to repairs, service, and new installations, S&T Electrical is professional and friendly in all they do. Your electrical work will be done right. Call S&T Electric today at 208-852-5878.
This is Sean Carter with S&T Electric in Preston, Idaho. It's what we do.
When it comes to major surgery, think small. Small town, that is. At Franklin County Medical Center, the surgical capabilities are anything but small. Partnered with the top surgeons and specialists in the region to provide advanced care to those living in southeastern Idaho. Whether it's cataract surgery, women's surgery, gallbladder removal, trauma, even a full hip or knee replacement, they have you covered. And now, they're among the few hospitals in southeastern Idaho able to remove kidney stones. See just how big the surgical capabilities really are. Franklin County Medical Center, where hospitality and excellence.
Well, it is indeed Dylan Haslam who's going to come in and be asked to get the last out. Why not? He's done everything else today with a 5-hit game. So Green goes back to playing at third base where he started the game. Fazer goes from the mound back out to left field. And Hansen goes back into center. So here's the first pitch here from Haslam. This is inside ball 1 with a fastball. Hunter Fisher at the plate. It's 12-8. Preston on top. As they go to first base, and no, they call him safe. Haslam thought he had him. He was running off the mound. Base umpire said, no, come back here, young man. You're not going anywhere. 1-0 pitch. Rolled foul, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike. Fisher with a pair of hits. He's also grounded out and flew out to right. 2 for 4 on the day. Haslam back up on top, looks at the runner at first, shakes off the sign there from Inglet. Next pitch is a breaking ball that's over for a strike, and it's now 1-2. So for the third hitter in a row, the Preston pitching staff has had the Wildcats down to their last strike. Unfortunately, since then, they've had a 3-run home run and a single with 2 outs. Fisher back in the box. And the pitch home. Off speed is high. The runner goes. The throw is not nearly in time, and it's a stolen base for Lockwood. That's 5 stolen bases on the day for Logan Lockwood. The 2-2 pitch misses low. No, I guess it was 3-2. That's ball 4. So the inning continues as Fisher walks. And now here's Colton Browner with runners at first and second and 2 outs. And the first pitch over for a strike. And it's 0-1. The 0-1 pitch, half swing, goes too far, and it's 0-2. So Browner behind in the count, no balls and 2 strikes. Haslam ready again. Fastball, swung on and missed, and the game is over. So he got Browner to chase one, worked him up the ladder, and chased one up in his eyes, and that's the way the game ends. But they score 3 runs in the inning. on 3 hits and leave 2 men on base. So Preston able to win it by the score of 12-8. They improved their record to 4-8 on the year. We'll come back with the postgame right after this on mylocalradio.com.
Today's game has been brought to you by West Motors, Preston Drug, First American Title, Stokes Market, True Value, Signature Home Health Care, Advantage Plus Federal Credit Union, Franklin Medical Center, Agra Service, S&T Electric, Farmers Insurance, Corey Bingham, Agent, Northern Title Company, Idaho Salvage, Limbrick Arc, and The Job Shop. Now stay tuned for the postgame show, coming right up.
It's always refreshing to shop where you know you're appreciated. It's even better when you can get everything you need, quality parts at fair prices. The team at Preston Auto Parts CarQuest appreciate every customer. They work hard to make sure that you have the right part the first time, on time. Whether it's motorcycles, farm and ranch, lawn and garden, or car and truck parts, you can always get it all at Preston Auto Parts CarQuest. Stop in today at 17 South State Street in Preston.
Home sweet home. That's where you go for a home-cooked meal, a good night's sleep, and, well, people who just like you for who you are. So if you call Cache Valley home, we hope you'll call West Motor home. Home to Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and of course home to Ram trucks. West Motor Company is home to so many car buyers in this area. It's because they treat you right and give you the best deal they can possibly finagle. Simply put, it feels right at West Motor. WestMotorCompany.com. Welcome home.
This is the Preston Indians postgame show. Coming up, we'll recap tonight's game, take a look at the final stats, and a look at other games from around the area on the Ron Keller Tire scoreboard.
We welcome you back here to Filer as the Preston Indians able to improve their record on the year as they win their 4th game of the season. They're now 4-8 on the year as they pick up a 12-8 win tonight over the Filer Wildcats as they scored 7 runs in the top of the 7th inning. Very reminiscent to the game just a few days ago back at home when they gave up 7 runs in the top of the 8th inning, but are able to this time pull out the victory and winning it by the score of 12-8. So they sent 10 men to the plate. 7 runs came home in the top of the 7th inning, and that certainly was the big difference in the game. For Filer, they sent 8 men to the plate in the bottom of the inning and certainly tried to make a game of it. They scored 3 times on 3 hits. They left a couple of men on base, but it was Dylan Haslam who came in and got the strikeout of Colton Brewer to close it out, and Preston wins it today by the final score of 12-8. 12 runs, 14 hits today for the Indians. They left 7 men on base. 8 runs on 12 hits today for Filer. They left 10 on base during the game today as well. Jackson Fazer wins his first. He's 1-1 on the year. It was Kyle Sanford who took the loss. He is 0-1 on the year in a game that took about 2 hours and 35 minutes to play. But a big day today all around for Dylan Haslam. He had 5 hits in the game, 4 singles, and a 2-run double. He drove in 4 runs in the game and then ended up coming in and getting the last out to help preserve the win as Preston goes on to the victory here this afternoon. Take a timeout. We'll get you caught up and set up for what's happening tomorrow as this little road trip continues here for the Preston Indians. We'll do all that as we continue right after this timeout on mylocalradio.com.
When it comes to all things electrical, Sean Carter and the guys at S&T Electrical should always be your go-to crew. With experience in everything from new construction to repairs, service, and new installations, S&T Electrical is professional and friendly in all they do. Your electrical work will be done right. Call S&T Electric today at 208-852-5878.
This is Sean Carter with S&T Electric in Preston, Idaho. It's what we do.
Do you remember last spring when runoff water was flooding fields and borrow pits because of plugged, collapsed, or non-existent culverts? Well, now is the time to get new culverts installed, and Valley Implement and Irrigation has the culverts you need. They buy them by the semi-load, and they have poly pipes and culverts in the diameter and length that will get that water running where it needs to go in the spring. Remember, too, that Valley Implement has a great selection of used tractors and farm equipment at prices that work for your operation. See Valley Implement and Irrigation in Preston, Logan, or Grete.
Qualifications and rules apply. See institution for details.
Last play of the game, folks.
And the snap, drops back. Whoa, changes mind. Down the sideline. The 40, the 30, the 20, the 10. Casasa! Unbelievable! Did you see that? Casasa!
Not to be a buzzkill, but what's Casasa? We're glad you asked that. Casasa. It's a catchy word for earning cash. Free Casasa checking rewards you in cash each month.
Ask for free Casasa checking at Advantage Plus Federal Credit Union. Federally insured by the NCUA.
So Preston able to hold on and win it by picking up a 12-8 win, scoring 7 times in the top of the 7th inning. And again, what a day today for Dylan Haslam. 5 for 5. Had 4 singles and a 2-run double. He drove in 4 runs overall in the game as well. And then also came in to get the last out as Jackson Fazer wins his first game of the year. Fazer is now 1-1 on the season. Our next broadcast will come up tomorrow afternoon from Eastside Park in Mountain Home. We'll have Lady Indian Preston softball for you tomorrow against the Mountain Home Lady Tigers. First game tomorrow starts at 12 noon, so we'll be on the air just a few minutes before noon on your Saturday. And also the second game coming up around 2 o'clock tomorrow afternoon as well. So that'll wrap up tonight's broadcast of Preston Indian Baseball. The executive director of Preston Broadcasting Sports is Val Cook. Our studio coordinator tonight has been John Beverly. So until next time, I'm Deanne Hubbard. Thanks for joining us this afternoon, reminding you of the final score as the Indians pick up a victory here this afternoon, knocking off Filer by the final score of 12-8. Until next time, enjoy your Friday night, everybody. Gonna have a very pleasant good night.
Thank you for listening to the Preston Indians postgame show. This broadcast has been a production of Preston Broadcasting, LLC, and was intended for the private, non-commercial use of our audience. Use of any portion of this production, its accounts or descriptions, in whole or in part, may not be used or rebroadcast without the express written permission of Preston Broadcasting, LLC.